how will we use what we learn at the South Pole or other analogues? Well, here is a look at an autonomously deployed, remote control lunar greenhouse.
The habitat is enclosed in the lunar transfer vehicle, and it lands and becomes part of the habitat. Okay, here we have the lunar transit vehicle setting down, and the thrust blowing the regolith around, and then it shuts off. The habitat has to drop its engine and walk over top the engine because ultimately it sits all the way to the ground before it deploys the inflatable structure, so it's got to lose the engine package. And the landing legs are hydraulically operated and allow the habitat to walk. There it sets down to a lower level so that it's not standing so high in the air. This is the lunar tractor. It's being deployed, and it'll be used to bury the lunar habitat. It's autonomous and can be run from Houston. It's in 3 sections, and it's battery powered. Here the tractor leaves the vehicle and goes to the site where ultimately the habitat will be constructed. The tractor digs a pit in order to stockpile material that it will later push back over top of the habitat, over top the inflatable modules. It's just the most efficient way to move material, instead of trying to deploy it on the surface and scrape up material and then cover it. The tractor can operate autonomously, but it's probably being run from an operator in Houston with a virtual reality helmet on. Here it's recharging its battery, which it'll have to do constantly through the digging process. The tractor will go through a lot of energy in digging this, and the habitat will provide that energy in the form of methanol fuel cells. The methanol is shipped from Earth. The methanol goes through the fuel cell and it converts into electricity and carbon dioxide and water. Here the habitat is walking into the pit. Once it locates itself properly, then it retracts its legs and lowers itself all the way to the grade surface, and the doors are blown off the habitat, and the inflatable modules are extended. Cabin pressure deploys these inflatable modules. Once they're inflated, then the tractor begins burying them with ultimately a meter of regolith on top of the inflatable structures. The digging process and burying occurs as quickly as possible because this inflatable structures are unprotected at this point. Micrometeorites can damage them. Here the nose cone blows off and the covers around the solar concentrators are blown off, and the solar concentrator deploys. This is the power system. The location on the rim of Shackleton's crater will allow for at least 75% of the time to have natural sunlight. There's the tractor converts into a lunar rover once its function as a tractor is no longer needed. The habitat uses fiber optic lighting of the concentrated light to move it to the greenhouses and to generate power, and that's it.
I don't know about you, but I'm impressed. I'm Emma from the Moon Society.